if it's historical conservation shophouse, then you can't do rear extension. But it's a secondary conservation, then you can do a rear extension. And that's when you can unlock the value. You can increase GFA, this and that. That's when this is exciting. But another thing, even though you're excited, you need to pay Capex money. There's downtime. So that's things that you have to ask yourself, are you willing to go through that process? Because that process, I always tell people that redevelopment is more straightforward than A&A work.
Welcome back to the Find Your Place podcast. I'm your host, Reggie, aka your Chief Financial Coconut, and I'm joined by my co-host,
hey guys, Justin Quek here, CEO of Orange Tea and Thai.
Yeah. And today we have an interesting guest, right? More important is the topic, but I think you have essentially done a lot of stuff within this space. So Eugene, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. My name is Eugene. I'm the founder and CEO of The Assembly Place, a co-living company.
Yeah, I just walked past your property the other day.
Were you tempted to go and get a place?
No.
No?
That's why we need to talk about it, right? Yeah. Like what is this co-living thing? Is it another trendy word for like rental that's been cut up? What is this thing all about?
Okay, so for I think earlier, before the filming start, I was just telling Justin that 5 years ago when we started co-living, in fact, co-living was really started out in Singapore around 5 to 6 years ago. So in the past, when you talk to people about co-living, they don't quite understand.
Yeah, room rental, room rental.
They will say room rental. Why you want to make it so sexy?
Don't need to dress it up, right?
Too much salad dressing,
And so a lot of people say that, also are you trying to do another co-working, but instead of co-working, now you have co-living. That was 5 years ago. Instead of working under co-sharing office space, now you are co-living, within the four walls of a residential estate. So that's how we started out around 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, there was actually quite a few players in the market. So not to mention name, or some of them came, some of them also left, some of them came, some of them got acquired, but we're still around after 5 years. So thank God we're still around.
Here.
So 5 years on, so I believe that the space has reached a certain stage of maturity. Today, you talk about co-living, I think everyone knows. Even our government, even SLA, they are starting to lease out government site to run as a co-living space, which is unheard of 5 years ago. So I think we are happy as an operator. We know that the co-living has kind of reached acceptance to the public, to the market, as well as it has also become an accommodation class on its own.
Okay.
Just curious, Eugene. So you talk about the market, right? So who's the demand actually at this time for most of the spaces? Spaces?
So based on our data, we have got more than 2,000 keys now across 135 locations in Singapore. That's why Reggie say you walk around.
Yeah, so assembly place, another assembly place. It's everywhere.
So 2,000 keys. So what is interesting based on our data, right? We look at data, right? 95% of them now are actually foreigners.
Okay.
Foreigners.
Okay.
And 65% of them actually are 34 years old and below. Which doesn't come as a surprise because 34 years and below, a lot of them are in their late 20s. Meaning most of them are coming to Singapore for the first time, working in Singapore. Means they are young people, probably in the tech finance world. They come over to Singapore to work. First time in Singapore, so probably shoestring budget. So they don't have the luxury of paying $3,000, $4,000, for accommodation. A lot of them, their pay grade probably around $6,500 to $8,000. So where can they stay? That's when co-living actually kind of sit in nicely for them. Because first time in Singapore, young people, you are very excited. Finally out of the family nest, right?
Freedom.
Finally freedom, meet new people, So got to meet people from the opposite sex, maybe can, instead of going to the app to have Tinder, everything, right? They got to meet people.
This is a live Tinder.
It's a live Tinder.
This is a package deal at Assembly Place.
No.
Yeah, I'm wondering about. I was thinking about the brochure now, right?
Capex very high
co-living
level.
encompasses all these things.
I hope that I don't get cancelled, after this podcast. So a lot of them come here first time in Singapore. So what's interesting is that they are excited working in Singapore for the first time, but they're also equally excited that they get to meet new people. But the thing about them is that they also got a lot of fear. Firstly, coming to a new for foreign places, young people, last time back in my family, right? Set up our utility, set up our Wi-Fi, all parents do. But now come to Singapore, wow, I've got to figure out how to open SP account.
Yeah.
So in our co-living environment, right, you don't have to. Furniture is all included. Wi-Fi utilities all included.
Plug and play lah.
Plug and play, drag your luggage in, meet new people, nice, comfortable place, safe environment for you to stay.
So the social element is actually quite the interesting part as well, right?
It's very important 5 years on. 5 years ago, when you do co-living, nobody know lah. Nobody know what is
so it was
co-living.
really just about shelter.
Shelter.
Yeah.
But now as the market become more matured and we know who are staying there, our database, then it's very important to curate meaningful community event.
So the software has to keep up with it lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Software, in fact, community building is the DNA of what our company is all about. Because we feel that anyone can actually spend money, spend Capex to do up a very nice co-living space.
Yeah.
But what is beneath that is actually the software, which is community building. Because people come and go. So we are always very proud to say that actually our organic growth is actually very strong. We have members who stay with us 6 months, they go back to their home country, they actually spread the word within their community. Say that, hey, when you come to Singapore,
this is a good place.
Yeah, this is a good place to stay.
Wow.
In fact, just a small quiz. 95% of them are foreigners. You make a guess, which nationality top our chart?
Chinese?
No. Reggie, want to try?
Indians?
No.
Vietnamese?
No.
No?
Westerners?
Yeah, so it's in the, okay, just one hint, European country. Which country in Europe? Make a guess.
Which country? French.
Yes, French top our nationality.
Why do you say French? Reggie? Just curious? Oh, the Hantam bola.
Yeah, French.
Yeah.
A lot of people were surprised.
Yeah.
French top our chart
Yeah.
in terms of the top nationality.
So if you want to meet a French person, you can stay at Assembly Place.
But please do not anyhow French kiss.
Is that one of the ground rules?
But why? Why?
So why?
What's
So
the
what was
data tells
interesting
you?
is that 2 years ago we got the co-living space in River Valley area.
Okay.
So it's a small space, just a condo unit. So we got 5 rooms, I remember. So happened that there's a group of French who come here to do their EMBA with INSEAD. Yeah. So of course to us, okay, 5 of you want to stay in my space. Okay, we are happy. 5 of you are friends. So we didn't think too much about it. So 5 of them stay with us for 5 months. But every month they actually participated in our monthly community event. So our community event ranges from hiking in Bukit Timah, hiking in MacRitchie. Also, we also got a workshop like teach them how to do kombucha workshop, tiramisu workshop.
And is it like specific to the location that they are at River Valley, or is
No, it's
the enlarged community?
It's enlarged community. So we didn't think too much about it.
I
So
love how you teach the French how to make tiramisu. Although that's an Italian thing, but they are quite close, But anyway, yes, please continue.
So after that, 5 months later, they leave their country. But so what we do not know is that the power of organic growth. I mean, we keep talking about organic growth, right?
Yeah.
In all business. When they go back to their country, the INSEAD community is quite strong, apparently.
So
they
beyond the
start,
5 of them.
Yeah, so they start talking, saying, oh, you come to Singapore, no, you stay at the assembly place. So by default, that place in River Valley, every 5 months,
INSEAD campus.
is all French. So it was interesting when we launched our very big asset in Bukit Timah.
Yeah.
Besides Serene Center, where Atlas Coffee is on level 1. It's a 40 rooms co-living building. So when I first launched it last year, February, on the weekend we have our open house. Wow, the French community are all there.
Yeah. The French embassy is just down the road.
All right, so it was amazing. 35 out of 40 rooms are all rented.
Just
to the
from one
French.
weekend?
Just one weekend, we rented pre-lease, all the 35 rooms out of 40 to the French. So that's when we know that we have done something right. Because for them to keep referring their own friends community to come, right, I think we have done something right. So that's when I say that the community building part is very, very important in the co-living space.
Fair. So just to push on that, right? Why the other community never help you spread? Like the French.
Did. Our Chinese community is also quite big, especially our student accommodation. The Chinese and our Vietnamese community is quite big. especially China, right? They banned online learning. So we got this huge influx of Chinese after COVID coming to Singapore to study. So a lot of them is by default the Chinese when the interesting part about the Chinese is a lot of them are students, firstly. Secondly, Singapore will always be their first stop before they head off to US or to UK because familiarity. I send my kid over here, Singapore, at least they can speak Chinese, pick up good English courses, be proficient in speaking English before I send them to UK or to
I know that's
to
what they
US,
do, but I always find it very fascinating. They send their kids here to learn their English.
Yes.
Go
then
off.
after that, they realize actually we speak Singlish.
Yeah. The champo is very strong here. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, so the Chinese is also form a huge community. In fact, French is our top nationality. Second is our Chinese. Third is our German. Yeah. Then fourth is our Indian. Then fifth, Malaysian. So these are our top 5 community under the assembly place.
Okay, interesting. So that is from a user standpoint, right? But from an operator standpoint, what is co-living from an operator point of view?
Okay, so for operator point of view, co-living is firstly, the hardware itself, we got to ensure that the space that we curate need to be visible. So our standard is that all our rooms, you need to have a study table. You need to have a comfortable queen size bed, a study table, as well as a wardrobe, and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is all provided. So that's very important. But outside of the room, we need to have meaningful communal area. So what does that communal area consist of? You can dine there, as well as you also can work there. So we always believe that our co-living space allow our member to also work and stay at the same time. The play element will come in for our community
events,
event.
yeah.
So that's the hardware part of thing. So second thing is about matching of the correct tenant profile. That is very key to ensure that you actually have a very robust community. Example, we always ask a lot of questions. Let's say today, Justin, you come to this asset for viewing. There's a total of 5 rooms. There's already 4 rooms being occupied. So we already know the profile of our four members. So we will ask a bit more question. Imagine the 4 of them, they are vegan. Then we'll ask you a question whereby, hey Justin, are you actually a vegan? Because the 4 of them are actually vegan.
I love my steak.
Yeah, but if you love your steak,
sorry, you're not welcome in that
the
particular
next thing what is going to happen is that there will be conflict. I mean, this is something that we learn.
Yeah.
We have learned.
I thought you were going to say the next thing is I'll recommend you another space where 3 steak lovers.
Which I'm sure they have that data.
Yeah. So we do. I mean, we also learn through the years, right? As operator, what is the thing that sometimes it's a thin fine line, right? We want occupancy.
Yeah.
We want to ensure that the occupancy is always at the optimum.
Of course.
But we also are very mindful that we need to say no to certain tenant because it will create more trouble.
Yeah.
Downstream operational issue, and also our reputation is also at stake. Yeah. So there's one example during COVID, circuit breaker, right? Wow, occupancy rate went down, right? So that was one mistake that I make. And I tell my team and myself that I will never ever make that mistake again. So I remember the asset is in Sophia Road area. There's 5 rooms so it's a whole building. Every floor 1 unit, every unit there's 5 rooms.
Yeah.
So we got 4 young people staying there. They're all students. Then suddenly the 5th one, we rented to a elderly lady. I mean, nothing wrong with elderly lady.
Yeah.
But lifestyle,
It's true.
the
It's
conflict
true.
clash because she end up hoarding the whole kitchen.
Oh.
She placed all her thing on the kitchen, then she refused to let other people cook. So it's really about, it was a massive conflict that we have to deconflict. So these are things that we will ask a bit more questions. So we also ask ourselves, can they mingle well together? I mean, we do have age gap, someone 20 over years old, staying with a 30 over years old, no conflict. We have to ask a lot of questions.
Sure,
Example, because this elderly lady, she's not working, she's a retiree.
Yeah.
So she's home every day, pretty
Yeah,
much.
she's at
right?
home
She
every
cannot tahan
day.
the students gaming until 2 a.m.
Correct.
That
Yeah,
time,
it's
right?
drinking until 5,
drinking and then
Yeah.
deep frying all the things, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
these are
we're all
complete-
student before, right?
Yeah,
so
so we-
that's the student life, right?
So these are issues that we face. So we tell ourselves that it's very important. We ask a lot more questions and to pair the correct members together.
Fair.
Example, we are always proud to say that our spaces, 95% of them are pet friendly.
Okay.
But pet friendly does not mean that all members love pets.
There are different types of pets as well.
Yeah, let's say dogs.
Yeah.
But so imagine four
I bring a lizard
four,
in.
Yeah, exactly.
four person staying there together, very happy. Maybe two of them, are not fan of pets or dogs, right? I allowed the fifth one, to bring a chihuahua in. That's when conflict arises again.
Yeah, and it has to be a chihuahua.
Yeah,
Very
chihuahua,
noisy.
very noisy.
Yeah. But let's kind of break that down a little bit further, right? I understand that there are a few layers, right? There's the hardware side of the Capex, and then there's like your kind of funneling system at the top, and then of course there's the matching community, software, DNA. There are different things to building this thing. I mean, like you said, right, 5 years ago, very simple. You just chop it up, right?
Yeah.
And then anybody will come in. But these days, the game is different, right? So from your data set, if we start at the Capex level, at the hardware level, what are the things that everybody is expecting? Must you have washing machine, dryer, all these things, like personal log, is it digital, what? Because you have a whole spread of property, right? You would definitely know what converts first and what is slower. So what is the kind of, based on the target audience that you have, right? Which is 95% foreigners, young, looking for a co-living space. What are the must-have one of these few things?
If I can jump in also, don't mind. Adding on to that. So because you have a very complex demographic, also complex locations. So I think what Reggie's asking, or probably is at the baseline level, right? What
Yeah.
are some of the must-haves if you want to run this co-living business?
Yeah.
But then the intricacies as well. How do you define this area, if it's a pet-friendly one, a vegan area and all that? Some of the more special requirements for some of these other spaces that perhaps you have zoned out for certain select group of demographics.
Okay, so back to the basic first. Like I mentioned earlier, it need to be fully furnished. So I think that is the most basic.
The plug and play thing,
the
right?
plug and play thing. So washer and dryer, yes, we need to have. Fridge, we also need to have. And the next question is, how many fridge?
Yes.
How many washer dryer,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So for the assembly place, we got different category, different class of asset. So we got tap light. Light is actually rooms without attached bath. That means it's ready for the someone who is got very shoestring budget. That means I got space as low as from $1,200 per month.
Okay.
No attached bath, but it's still very comfortable. Queen size bed, wardrobe, study table, Wi-Fi utilities included. You want to shower, you go to the shared bathroom. So our SOP is always 2 bed, 2 room to 1.
Oh, that's the ratio that you have.
We always try to maintain that ratio.
Okay, that's good.
We try to maintain that ratio. Then that's the next category will be our tap lux. Tap lux is fundamentally is ensuite room.
Okay.
Yeah, ensuite room. Then you got a tap lux plus. So what is tap lux plus? That means the room itself, you got its own TV, you got your own washer cum dryer, you got your own bar fridge.
You got my own washer cum dryer? That
Yes.
means I don't even need to
That's
leave
like
the
a
room.
service, like a fully serviced apartment.
That's a fully
Self-contained
serviced,
lah, in a way.
self-contained,
Yeah.
but it's still under residential. Minimum stay 3 months.
Yeah.
So why do we have that Lux Plus? Because sometimes we do have an opportunity to actually redevelop, example of shop houses.
Yeah.
So once we are able to redevelop the whole thing, that gives us an opportunity to actually do more.
Yeah.
Make the space work even harder.
You can really customize the space.
Correct,
right?
customize the space. Let's say today, if it's a condo unit, the space is really like that. There's no way
so much you can do.
I can pull additional water point to a non-ensuite room. So that's why we have different class. And we think that works very well for us because we know our member comes from different backgrounds and different budget. So it's good to give choices to our members. So just take a step backwards, right? Internally, the assembly piece, we always got the vision, a big broad vision. And also someone will joke about it. We say that today a foreign student come to Singapore to study, doing his or her undergraduate program. They don't have a lot of budget because the parents already pay a lot of school fee for them. So where do they, if they got a $750 budget, where can they stay? They stay in my student accommodation, 4 bed to a room. We call it campus by the SME place. So that is my student accommodation. Our vision is always that after they graduate, they found a job in Singapore, maybe S-Pass. So their starting pay is $4,500. Then you stay in my cap light, $1,200. 3 years
the whole
later,
value chain.
whole value chain. 3 years later, you got promoted, you got your EP.
Yeah.
Yes.
upgrade.
You don't want
Upgrade
to squeeze
Tab
other people
Lux
already.
already.
Yes,
Tab
yes.
Lux. Wow,
Okay.
very happy I got my own ensuite bathroom there to share with
So
anyone
within
anymore.
your ecosystem, you have that stream of aspiration.
Yeah.
Correct.
And provision of,
Even they have the standard plus prime.
yeah.
It's a got breakdown.
Correct.
one,
And we
okay.
got this another category called tap homes. Tap homes means it's a private studio apartment, got the 2-bedroom apartment. So these are spaces whereby for people who are probably, after which you met the love of your life, also foreigner, 2 of you get together.
Hopefully at assembly place, right?
Enough of co-living already. Eugene, do you have any private apartment for me? Yes, we have. We
Wow.
even got the 1-bedroom penthouse. We even got the 2-bedroom private apartment. So 2 of them share income, stay together. So we hope that we can journey with them at the point in time they become a Singapore citizen, they buy their first
Wow.
BTO, or eventually they say that, okay, my time in Singapore is up, let me go back to my own country. So we hope to journey with them and be their accommodation of choice.
Yeah.
From a student all the way to the point in time they work until they leave Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's the grand vision of what we want to achieve as a company.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also why the game is getting very difficult, because you guys are, right? You essentially, you take up the whole value chain, right? And I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's just what it is, right? So from maybe give us some numbers to play around with, right? Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of property investors, they always think from a PSS standpoint, right? So if I want to develop the place, maybe at a light and a lux type of arrangement, what is the kind of capex investment that I gotta do, per square feet?
Okay, Capex wise, to be honest, at our stage right now, Capex is not expensive for us because we do have the
You
volume.
have scale
Yeah,
already.
of course.
Yeah.
So we work with some furniture company, and for us, we have our own in-house designer. So once you have volume, it's easier for you to negotiate with the supplier.
Yeah, of course.
So sometimes we work with a 3 to 4 furniture supplier. In fact, like all furniture supplier, right? They always got stocks that they want to clear but they can't sell. So, and they will say that, Eugene, why not you take all these things? I sell you at a very, very cheap price because in Singapore, we all know real estate is expensive.
Yeah.
Warehousing is also expensive. So for them, I rather sell to you at a cheap rather than
To have to store it.
to store it, because the cost of storing is very expensive if you can't dispose of this goods. So we do have that volume. So we take anything. So our in-house designer will look at the furniture and design in accordance to the shape and form of the furniture.
Fair.
So Capex wise, I think we can manage it quite well. But if today, ballpark figure, if you say that I want to dress up an empty room, okay, it depends on whether, let's say we start with tap light. That means you just put the mattress, you just put the bed frame, a wardrobe, if there's no wardrobe, and you put a study table, study chair. I think all in you can probably around 2,500, you are able to get it dressed up, because to be honest, furniture these days are not expensive. Yeah.
So what will be the depreciation? How often you need to, reinvest a capex?
Okay, so for us, we have managed the business for 5 years. So let's take some of the assets which I started 5 years ago until now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think bed frame is very hardy. Bed frame, I think 5 years on, I don't remember we changed any bed frame. There's 1 or 2 is due to defect. We changed up the 2,000 over space that we have, but not a lot. The main issue is always probably your chairs. Because chairs sometimes over time, different people use it. Some people a bit rough, so the screws start dropping off lah. But then again, we don't have a lot of furniture that gets spoiled.
Fair.
To be
So
honest.
so 5 year is quite okay. You
Okay.
amortized over the course of 5 years. The capex does not sound very high.
No, it does not sound
from
very
that
high.
level lah.
Correct.
Okay.
The only thing that we change constantly is, example today, Justin stay in our asset for 3 months. We always provide fresh linen. Yeah. So after that, when Reggie take over this space again, right, we will not wash the linen. We will give you a fresh set of linen, that linen will send you to the recycle center.
Okay.
So that's what we do. This is part of some of our the
Sustainability, yeah.
we do. Pillow wise, we will also change. So these are the only part of the operating costs we do lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's different from hotel. A hotel you stay down 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. You can always wash it. But sometimes especially when it's white linen, right?
Yeah.
Over time it will turn yellow.
Yeah.
So imagine I wash it. Reggie come here, how come it's so yellow?
Yeah.
You don't find it comfortable. So to us, hygiene is one of our top priority.
Okay, fair. Hey Coconuts, if you love the podcast, you need to check out the full episode on Orange Tea's channel. They're doing a lot of other interesting content like expert answers and Jalan Makan and more to come. So link in the description box below. Check out Orange Tea's channel.